Oh, hey, look. There are now 2 of us.
You ever dance with the devil?
All right, before you start, can I go grab a drink really quick?
Of course.
Of course you can grab a
another
drink.
Gerald in here.
There's 2 Geralds and 2... What's happening? There are 2 Loy sauces.
Get out, you imposters.
$10 donation from 2 girls on a bench. Do you guys realize we are only about $170 away from $16,000? Officially $1,000 over the flex goal of 15 over the original goal, I should say, of $15,000. Well on our way to 17.5. Just absolutely incredible. Let's make it rain, ladies and gentlemen. If for no other reason than royalty has stepped in front of us here. The god of podcasting himself, in his own words.
Bitches can't get enough of my stuff.
And it's really true. They cannot get enough of his stuff. Loy sauce. Welcome, baby. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear me. Yes. Yes, I can.
Excellent. Well, hello everyone. I'm doing okay. It's been a little bit of a rough week, and that's probably why you haven't seen me much. I got my second COVID shot this week, and that knocked me out for a couple days.
Which one did you get?
Pfizer.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. But I'm good now. I'm wearing my dinosaur jammies.
Hey.
And I'm ready to rock. I'm ready to go.
Roar.
You know what? Let us know, because we all know it's really true.
People want the sauce.
It's true. It's true. But people also, listen, if we get another $170 right now before we close out for the night, ladies and gentlemen, Drew Hellam's got to drink more moonshine. Yeah. Even though I don't care if we hit $15,000, he's doing more whether he likes it or not, because otherwise, I don't know, well, something about Gerald something? I don't even know.
So, Nick, speaking of raising money here to get over the next hump, pull up the graphic I sent you.
Oh, let me grab that.
And
you emailed
throw
it
it
to
up
me,
for a
right?
screen share real quick.
Yep.
So while
Uno
he's finding that,
I just said Provor for 4.
I'm not listening to you as usual. While he's pulling that up, I think most people that are, well, everyone here obviously, but I think most people over in the chat are familiar. But I have a show called.
I had to change shirts too.
$10 donation
nice.
Because people want the sauce.
Because
Yeah.
Drew is here. I had to change shirts.
I love it.
Fucking love you, Drew.
So I think everybody knows, but I have a fun kind of like countdown top 5 show, and I have a different guest host every week. Everybody here has been on the show many times.
Oh, wait. Your show's supposed to be fun?
Well, I use that term loosely. It's fun when you come on.
Whose show's more fun, mine or his? Loaded question right there.
Nerd Revert for a $10 donation. Thank you so much, Nerd Revert. Guys, $15,857, less than $150 now from $16,000. And look at how thirsty Drew is. Look at him.
I mean,
Yeah, he's parched.
I got the high life rolling, guys.
Brad.
Hell yeah.
Dan's going to fucking kill you, Brad. He's trying to steal the ambassadorship right out from underneath them.
Another one. Do you have the graphic?
Miller, if you're watching.
Jesus Christ. I'm pulling it up, G. You do you, buddy.
Well, like I said, I think it's fun, but it's a countdown show. We do a top 5 every week, and I have a different guest host on with me. So I'm 1P, they are the other P, therefore 2Ps.
There we go. Got it live.
And there you go. So we're going to be giving away a 2-piece prize pack, and it's going to consist of pretty much everything you see there. So we have coasters, a pint glass with our logo, some I'm a Horror Guy stickers, and a T-shirt.
I want one of those stickers right there.
Yeah,
right?
dude.
So, and you know what would go good in that pint glass?
Miller High Life.
Miller High Life, for sure, yeah. So anyone that donates at least $10, or every time you donate at least $10, you'll get an entry over the next hour. And then I'll make Nick do a random drawing thing at the end.
Whoa.
Yeah, if I got to go to work before you go to bed. And then you haven't done anything all weekend, right? I'm only giving you a little extra.
Yeah.
And then that'll be your prize for checking us out and for giving donations. And like
Joey DiCarlo is a horror guy too.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said. He's a horror guy too. He spelled horror differently than you.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
Well, I mean, there you go. Patrick Sherwood, $100 donation for Loy Sauce's Jammies.
There you go.
Thank you, Patrick
Guys,
Sherwood.
less than
Absolutely.
$50. Less than $50 away from $16,000.
That's awesome,
Cancer
guys.
Research.
That is awesome. Amazing. I mean, you guys know how amazing it is, but to be on site with Nick while he's going through this and doing everything that he's done for this, let's give a big hand to Nicholas Haskins, guys. That's my dude. Even with the cupcake apron, he's still the man over there.
Brad from the Cinema Guys, My Miller High Life needs a holder, $10 donation. And I mean, there we go. It's coming through. There it is. Ron Mexico is $69.69. I'm rescinding. I'm sorry, I didn't see that. Hang on, Ron. The fucking messages don't last long enough.
What'd he say?
Fuck me, money. Hang on. Whoa. Donations are fucking flying at us left and right.
Yeah, people like me, I think.
And you know what that means?
Oh, yeah, Drew's got to take a shot, too.
So we have Brad from the Cinema Guys again, $10. Ron Mexico is $69.69. I'm rescinding if G-Dog hasn't watched History of Violence.
Oh, no. All right, I'm going to get on it.
No, you say you've watched it or they're taking it back.
I've watched it. It's amazing.
God damn it. And then Melissa from Brook Reading.
I got to learn how to play this game.
Absolutely amazing Melissa from Brook Reading. She was on with us earlier today. And we hit the goal with her and Sean on the air, $50 donation. So we are now officially at $16,087.22. That means, ladies and gentlemen, we have officially surpassed the total amount that we raised last year for Livestream for the Cure. And you know what? We still have tomorrow.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
Holy shit. Nerd Revert.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. $100 fucking donation.
Yeah.
Look at that
All
guy.
right.
God damn. 61.
Look at that guy.
Holy shit.
I love Jason, love Nerd Revert, love everybody in the chat, everybody that's sending in donations. Like I said before, I mean, I think I speak for Nick. We just love you guys so much.
Alex from the Contrarians donated $7. Go big or go.
Oh, he wants somebody to do a shot, I think, the $7. Get it? So let's get Drew to do a shot before we start talking about Gary Oldman.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it. So this is a different flavor.
Gary Oldman? No.
So we got Chris Yaney, $12
he's totally ready.
And 69 cents. Love you, G. Fuck you, Dan. Fuck you, Brad. Twice. Nick, watch Angels with Dirty Faces with G.
Oh man.
Good Lord.
I will add to that. Chris Yaney also fuck you, Brad, twice. Two girls on a bench donated $10 and said shots.
Dude.
Well, this is our next new flavor from Old Smoky Moonshine.
Cadaver Dad, $16.66. Just here to watch Drew drink.
Hey, whatever gets it going.
Watch Drew drink, and then we've got Trisha and Shauna joining us to do a shot with Drew. I'm gonna hide this prize pack for now.
Shots. Yeah, go ahead. You can hide it.
You know what? I saw a new hashtag in the chat, so maybe we'll have to incorporate mini moonshines next year. So Old Smoky apple pie moonshine.
Sounds delicious.
Hang on, wait, wait.
Holding.
Melissa from Brook Reading is also joining us.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Anybody else? Get it in here. Get it in here if you're coming.
Yes, let's do this, girls.
Bring it.
Fucking sausage party.
Then we're just gonna do a lot of this.
All right, I think we're ready now. I think we're ready now.
Oh my God, I'm so drunk.
I don't have a shot, but I
Mel Brooks is drinking airplane shots at this point.
Tiny little bottle.
Boy Sauce is drinking heavily.
I can't.
Come on in.
All right, let's do it.
Cheers.
Over $16,000, $16,233.57 right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God. Oh fuck.
He's like, I know. He's like, No problem. Moonshine.
You know what's good? You mix the apple pie moonshine with a little bit of Coca-Cola, and it's like Christmas in a
Joey
glass.
DiCarlo with a $25
You're fucking
donation.
amazing.
Thank you
Joey.
so much, Joey.
Love you, brother.
Ugh.
Not
Jo-
any Christmas. I remember-
Joey and I are gonna put Psycho Gorman on the top list for 2021.
Brad, you see that music video I sent you?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
That's why I posted it. I knew Joey would love it too.
Hell yes. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, everyone, for the donations so far.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah,
Woo!
it's crazy.
Trisha and Shauna, I love you, beautiful faces. Thank you. Hey, Gerald didn't finish the chaffle I made for him. Yell at him.
What?
Yeah.
Girl,
You see how he's doing this?
it's awful.
What?
I ate
You know
quite
what?
a bit of it. I was literally hosting at the time.
I told
Send
you.
that bitch over here.
I mean, I ate a lot of it.
Fucking
I
starving.
told
This is
you.
all I left.
Gerald is a petite flower. Man. I did say that earlier.
He's a delicate flower.
I love how Nick is bringing up old shit. You know, that's from like 5 o'clock today.
That's how I do, baby. That's how I do. All right, so we have to get this Gary Oldman segment in here
Yeah.
somewhere. So Melissa, I love you, beautiful face. Thank you very,
I
very
love
much.
your beautiful face too.
Trisha and Shauna, I love you, beautiful faces. Thank you so much for cooking with me earlier. That was so much fun. I'm still wearing
That
the
was
apron.
so rad.
Still wearing the apron. Got it on. But
Thank you,
we
ladies.
You were gonna strip tease that apron off at some point, or
Or just
something.
have the apron on. I have like a just the cupcake apron vibe with this shirt. And I feel like because Becca's Gen X, she might also have that vibe. I'm just saying.
There you go. Gen X in the fucking house.
No, that's okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, he's
Well, at
doing
least
it.
my mom's not watching anymore.
Watch
so.
out!
Doing it.
Watch out!
He's doing it.
that you know of, Melissa.
I think
Self-made.
for every donation, a little bit more comes off.
Oh, we could do that. Yeah, that's a good call, Brad.
Nice.
The whole apron.
So like strip donation poker.
It's
All
after
right, we gotta
it's after
focus.
midnight. We're just going
We gotta
all
focus.
go
We
for
gotta
broke
focus.
now.
Listen, exactly.
Gary Oldman, top 5, 2 Ps. Goodbye, Melissa. Goodbye, Trisha. Goodbye,
Bye.
Shauna. We love you.
Love you.
Love you, ladies.
I almost just kicked Gerald out of the call too, just
That
because.
would have been perfect.
This would be the best 2 Ps episode ever.
Would have been perfect.
We got to get to Gary Oldman so we can get to
All
Ben
right.
Affleck. That's
So-
my better list.
Yeah, so we'll try to fly through this. So anybody listening that might not know, I just do a top 5 show. We come up with a topic in movies, music, TV, or pop culture every week. I have a different guest host on, and we just count down 5 to 1. And I've only covered a specific person and just focused on one person like 3 or 4 times. It doesn't happen very, very often. Last year we did Adam Sandler movies, which was a lot of fun. I did that to troll Nick a little bit because Uncut Gems was new at the time, and that was one of Nick's
Fucking
favorite movies
garbage.
of last year, as everyone knows. So we're going to do that again this year. We're going to focus on a single actor, and I threw a poll up on Twitter. It was between Gary Oldman, Denzel Washington, Ben Affleck, and Scarlett Johansson. And Gary Oldman won the poll, which was a little surprising to me, even though I love Gary Oldman. So I guess I want to start there. Are you guys surprised that the Twitter world chose Gary Oldman in that poll? Because it kind of surprised me a little bit. What do you guys think?
Who did you think was going to win?
Of those choices, I honestly thought Ben Affleck might be a crowd favorite or Denzel, perhaps.
I would
Oh
probably
my God,
maybe
I was so
put Denzel.
surprised.
Yeah.
Alex, hang on, I just saw that come through. These messages, I gotta increase that link.
He
to
says
that
let's see
fucking
them nips, boys.
Yeah, let's see them nips, boys. $6.90 donated by Alex of the Contrarians podcast. Thank you so much.
So we're going to focus on Gary Oldman. He won the Twitter poll. Ben Affleck came in second. Denzel came in third. Again, I was surprised, but I love Gary Oldman, so I'm all for it. But what I thought would be cool, we normally do like movies, right? Like just whatever movie they were in, that's our favorite. But we're going to focus on Gary Oldman's performances. You know, Mank just came out. He got nominated for that. The year before, he won for another movie that I won't mention since that may or may not come up. But we're going to talk about his best performances, regardless of what we might think of the whole project. So I love Gary Oldman. I'm very excited to see what you guys bring to the table. We'll try to fly through it, and then if we have time, we'll do the runner-up, which was Ben Affleck.
You know, Gary Oldman might be on this call right now, and you wouldn't even know.
Exactly.
He's that good.
He really is. He really is. So let's start. I guess we'll go in the order it's on the screen. So, Nick, you can go first. Do you have your list there? Or do you want me to skip you?
No, I got motherfucker.
You don't have your list, do you?
I swear to God.
Don't forget, there's a prize pack up for grabs. Every $10 that you donate, you get an entry, and then we will draw it at the end
I'm
here.
gonna speed bag your fucking ball sack.
He probably hasn't seen any Gary Oldman movies. So
fact, I have not seen most Gary Oldman movies based on his filmography. So a lot of my picks are all movies that most people would know Gary Oldman from.
You told me you made a list, though, right?
I did make a list.
Okay,
I got a
alright.
top 5, baby, and I
Alright.
I don't know how else people approach this. I just wanted to talk about it for a second because I approached it as in the less I liked the movie, like no matter like his performance is what I ranked it on, but if the movie itself was just worse, the movie or like the lower the ranking for me, basically.
Okay.
That's kind of how I ranked it. So that said, my number 5 is him as Herman Mankiewicz in Mank, a movie that fucking sucked, but he's great in it. He's so good in it. His performance is great, but the fact that he's in this fucking dumpster fire because Fincher's a hack is
I don't
what makes it my
know,
number
man.
5.
Oldman lays in bed drunk that whole movie and reads from a script. I mean, he's not horrible in it, but I don't know that it's like one of his best.
I mean, we're talking about the Gary Oldman movies that Nick has seen, so the list will be very short.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Thank you, Roy Sauce.
We might be lucky
Thank
if he
you.
has 5.
I just, for the record, I think it's one of his worst performances that I've seen.
Same.
He literally does nothing the entire movie, and he's extremely ill cast, I think, in the role.
Wow.
I love Gary Oldman. I love him,
I do.
but man, was Mank a huge disappointment.
Yeah,
I agree.
I think that's because Fincher's dad's a piece of shit, but that's beside the point.
All right, Brad, what's your number 5? I'll let you go next, man.
My number 5 is I went Gary Oldman movies that are performances that I just personally love more than the best. So my number 5 is Commissioner Gordon in Nolan's Batman trilogy.
Good call. Good call.
Ooh. Well, I mean, you've only seen, let's see, those 3 movies, Mank, and
I agree with this pick, though. I think this might be one of the more stoic Oldman performances, one of the more kind of like down-to-earth performances. He's pretty much just like a regular kind of police detective in this role, but
yeah,
he can really come down to earth like that. I think he did really well in this. This might come up a little bit later on my list, but I think it's a great pick. What do you guys think? You like his Commissioner Gordon?
Yeah, I think it's a bit low of a pick for 5.
Okay.
But that's just me.
All right.
That's just me.
Okay.
All right, Drew. Well, with that being said, I'll let you go next then. What do you got at 5?
Okay, so at 5, it's a personal favorite of mine. It's probably not one that many people have actually seen, but it's Gary Oldman in Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead as Rosencrantz, which fabulous film, great play by Tom Stoppard.
It's criminal.
And
I haven't seen this.
It's so good. I mean, it's all about like the discovering the existential like meaning of life because they have no idea what their purpose is. So the whole thing is about discovering who you are, what are you doing. It's good. I mean, I enjoy it.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that got mentioned over in my Facebook fan group that I haven't seen. And like Nick, I think it's criminal that I haven't. I know the story.
Yeah,
I've just never seen this version.
I am the same. I have not seen it. I have heard good things about it, but I have never seen it.
All right, good pick, Drew. Loy, what do you got? Loy's here, guys, the god of podcasting. I love this dude so much.
Well, I know he went first.
My God, look how fucking beautiful he is. And I mean, just in case you people need to be reminded.
He's here.
People want the sauce.
Loy, what do you got at 5, man?
I know I'm pretty, but I ain't as pretty as a couple of titties. Talk about a complete actor transformation in Tony Scott's True Romance with a screenplay by Quentin Tarantino. Here you have this Shakespearean trained actor, Gary Oldman, and he's playing this pimp gangster named Drexel, who's a white guy who thinks he's, or at least insists on acting black. Mm-hmm. So there's terrific accent work going on here because Oldman's English with a very proper English accent, but he's putting on this outrageous black scent. Mm-hmm. And It's unfortunate that we don't see more of him before he gets shot in the dick.
Right. Right.
But he makes a really big impression in the small amount of screen time that he gets, especially with the look of the character. And there's this instantaneous little moment right before Christian Slater shoots him in which he knows he's fucked. He knows he's about to die, and very few actors other than Oldman can convey such a drastic change in emotion with just one simple lightning fast expression. And that takes skill, that takes craft. And not only that, but it takes like natural intuition, which I feel like Gary Oldman just has in spades. He's just so versatile, so good. So anyway, yes, True Romance, number 5.
I love this one, guys. This is much higher for me, Loisos. I think it's
Okay.
I think it's a great pick. I mean, so many one-liners are dropped in just like that 5-minute period that he's on screen, and I feel like an argument could be made. I know we're doing best performances, but I think an argument could be made for like his most memorable performance. Like,
oh, absolutely.
He just stands out in this movie, and even though it's only
Michelle, thank you so much. A $50
Hey.
donation. This one is for you, Gerald. Thank you so much, Michelle. $50 donation. And Loisos,
love Michelle.
Destruction in human form himself. Jared Taylor, of course, he's got to round it off, guys.
He's
You
gotta
know
round
how
it
he
off.
is. $10.53 to get us $16,326. Do you understand that means officially past last year?
Love
We've
it.
raised more money than we did last year during Livestream for the Cure. Thank you all so much.
These guys are
Huzzah.
awesome. These guys are awesome. So
Thank you.
generous too, because those are two of my patrons, Michelle and Jared, and they're just amazing human beings, and they bring the pain every year for a live stream. It's just great. So I love the pick, Loisos, True Romance at 5. My number 5's already been mentioned, which I fear, because I invited everybody on because I love everybody. I wanted to have it. And Justin was supposed to be here too. He's not feeling well. But I just love
He's probably
you guys,
just
and I just
drunk.
wanted to talk to you guys about movies. So I feared that when it got around to me, most of mine are probably going to be mentioned. It's just a matter of order. But mine was already mentioned by Brad, and it is Commissioner Gordon in the Batman films.
God, do we hate Brad.
And The Dark Knight specifically, how he kind of pulls that ruse on the Joker. He's like,
Don't make me pull the posters up, Nick.
he's like,
God
we
damn
got you, you son of a bitch. You know, he says in the street when he has him there. So yeah, I love his kind of down to earth performance, because a lot of the ones we'll be talking about tonight are not like that. So Gary Oldman can flip that switch, and he can do what he needs to do as an actor. And I really love him as Commissioner Gordon. I think it was an amazing casting job.
He was a great Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah. So that's my 5. Little cross up there. Nick, you had Mank at 5, which is the wrong answer. what do you got it for?
I think it's a good performance. In a
I'm
bad
kidding.
Film.
I love you.
Okay.
But number 4, Loisos actually already mentioned it. It is as Drexel Spivey in True Romance. Great performance.
All right.
Loisos said it better than I could ever say it, because he's the god of podcasting, and we are all mortals that tremble at his feet. So I will leave it at what he said. He is fantastic. Makes such a great impact in that movie with little screen time. Easily one of the most memorable characters in a film full of them. So
We
yeah.
have, Julio says it best. Nick has seen True Romance over in the chat. To answer,
I got a lot of nut sacks I'm speed bagging after tonight, Julio. You're now like
man.
4th on the list, baby.
to answer Sam's question, each $10 donation gets you an entry for the prize.
That's
All right, Brad, you're up next, man. You had Commissioner Gordon at 5. What's number 4?
Commissioner Gordon at 5. My number 4 is from Harry Potter, Sirius Black.
Yeah, brother. This is probably one of the more kind of like popularized picks, right? But
absolutely.
I mean, talk a little bit about why you picked it, but I mean, for me, it was such a refreshing introduction. You know, I just watched these. I mean, you know that because you're a patron of my show, but I just watched these like 6 months ago for the first time.
And for anyone who listens to our show, I get a lot of crap from my co-host that I don't really read books, but I watch movies, and the Harry Potter series is one series I've read all the way through. So I read them before seeing the movies, and it was a character I loved in the books, and I thought Gary Oldman nailed it as Sirius Black in the films. So he's just that actor that can just go into a role and make it, perfect.
Yeah.
Except for Mank.
Except for me. Except if he's laying in bed the entire movie.
I don't want to goddamn hear it. I don't want to goddamn hear it. Like, you're picking a film in which, or a series of films in which Gary Oldman legitimately does nothing.
Just that
Nothing.
Just that
His
poster.
performances-
Just a wanted poster of him alone, man.
Yeah, fuck that wanted poster. Like, it's legitimately, and I'm not even saying I don't like him in the role of Sirius Black, but it's not like Gary Oldman's exactly fucking flexing his acting chops in the fucking role. All right, let's not act like he's like fucking trying to belt it out of the park here.
I'm gonna have something to say about this later.
Yeah, I figured we might mention when it comes up. Yeah.
You just take your dinosaur pants off.
Let's see. So, all right.
Who says they aren't already?
So, Brad's. That's right. His pants could be off, Nick. You don't know that.
$50 donation and he'll go lower.
If any, yeah, there you go. If anyone in the chat can tell me what these pajamas are from, what movie, I'm gonna give you a big wet kiss.
Can we see them again?
Let me see them again. Let's one more slow pan.
I want to say they're from the Better Watch Out Christmas horror movie. No.
That would be incorrect.
No.
That would be wrong.
Are they from Problem Child?
No.
Oh, damn. I don't know.
Wow.
That's a good guess.
It's one of those things like they look familiar, but I just don't know.
Let's get some guesses
We got
over
a
in the chat.
$14 donation from Gerald Sucks. I have no idea who that possibly could have been. And we had Alex with the Contrarians also for a $10 donation.
unbelievable.
Gunning for the prize. Guys, that's $16,350.
Oh yeah, Alex
Amazing.
says Josh Baskins and Big. I think he's right.
He's incorrect.
Oh.
He's
he's
incorrect.
right.
It's actually Cadaver Dad in the comments. It's Don't Panic.
Oh, nice. I didn't
A
even
film
see that.
from 1988, I believe, and it's incredible.
Sam from Movie Reviews and 20 Qs. I love your beautiful face. Donated
my God.
$9.99. No entry for me, he said.
So Cadaver
Oh,
Dad, you were gonna get a big wet kiss from me.
There you
Ooh,
go. That'll be
Big
Fuck.
wet kiss from the god of podcasting. That's
all right.
oof.
Drew.
Fuck her up, Jeff.
Drew had
Knocking
the
in
deep
real
cut
good and
at
tight.
number 5. What do you got at number 4, man?
Number 4 might, get a bit of sneers, but it was also one that I enjoyed in my youth, and I really enjoyed the portrayal stemming from a TV show. I enjoyed Gary Oldman as Dr. Smith in Lost in Space.
Oh no.
I liked
Wow.
him. I liked him in Lost in Space.
Drew, he almost made my list. It
here's the
just
thing.
made the cutoff.
Dr. Smith was always my favorite character, aside from the robot, obviously. But I don't know. I liked him in the movie before he became this horrible CGI spider. And I don't know. I thought he was a good fit. That's just me, though.
All right. I mean, it could be worse than Oldman, I guess. So
You're not my dad.
if it wasn't Oldman, you got 2 picks that kind of surprised me though. Drew.
Yeah, I know. They got to surprise you. Before it moves on, though, anybody who pushes us over to the 16.5
All right.
will get a Real Feels and Moonshine for Drew sticker pack.
That's something Sam
Do it.
could shoot for. Is it what the 2 Ps would? All right.
You know what you should do? Do you have his book? You should send it back to him.
I do have his book. I've
Yeah.
even read some of it, Sam. Loy Sauce, you're up next, man. You had Drexel from True Romance. What's your 4?
I'm gonna go with Lieutenant Gordon in
Okay.
the Batman films, the
Yeah.
Dark Knight films.
He's good.
Has there ever been a more perfect casting choice? I mean, it just
No.
feels right. Gary Oldman as Lieutenant Gordon. It just feels right.
It's
Although we
measured.
haven't seen the Batman yet, so the jury's still out on that. But
Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Wright's a great choice too. But I mean, consider the characters you have in the film. You've got the Joker, who's nuts. He's chaos incarnate. You've got Harvey Dent, who's corrupt, and then you have Batman, who's rogue. He's a vigilante. So you need a strong moral center in the film, and Oldman is more than up to the task. He just completely embodies the role so perfectly, really giving the character a, as Gerald said, a down-to-earth quality. Actually, I wrote it down in my notes, down to earth. So
Nice,
we
nice.
completely, we're on the same wavelength here. And his last lines, his monologue at the end of The Dark Knight, it still does not fail to give me the chills every single time. So.
Yep. Absolute perfect delivery in that scene.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. Especially if you're a Batman fan, you can't help but get chills when you're listening to that. All right, so my number 4, surprisingly, and I thought going 5th here in the rotation that, like I said, they would all be mentioned, but it hasn't been mentioned as of yet. I'm not sure if it's coming up on any of your lists, but my introduction to Gary Oldman was from an Alex Cox film in 1986 called Sid and Nancy, where he portrays Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols. Have you guys seen this?
It's a good choice. Not on my list, but
Who the
great
fuck
choice.
is Alex Cox? What the fuck are you talking about?
He directed Repo Man, one of the greatest movies ever made. Excuse you.
Repo
That's
Man.
correct.
What?
Alex Cox is the filmmaker, but it's Sid Vicious from the Sex Pistols. You've heard of the Sex Pistols, I assume.
No. What the fuck are the Sex
The genetic
Pistols?
opera, Loisos, I hope we mean.
Well, this is
Also great, but Repo Man is
I live
different.
a sheltered life. Loisos has kept me chained to a radiator for decades.
Nick has never heard of the Sex Pistols. I don't even know what to do.
I didn't expect that to be his answer either. But
I heard of is it like Sid Vicious the wrestler? Is that who you mean?
No.
no.
I don't know then.
No. Well, if you
I
guys
don't
are
know
if
then.
you guys are into music biopics and even as an extension, even more so punk rock, you got to know the Sex Pistols. You got to look into that kind of back catalog. But this movie, Gary Oldman does it again, where he just literally is absorbed by the character that he's portraying, and he literally becomes Sid Vicious in that movie for 90 minutes. And I loved it. And like I said, it introduced me to him, so I feel like I almost have to put it on this list because that's how I was introduced to Oldman as an actor. So. Yeah, so Sid and Nancy would be my number 4.
Oh, we got another donation in here from Chris Yaney, $10.01. He said, "I'll take Sam's entry, triple love to Brian and Drew, and secret hidden love to Sweatpants."
All right.
Sweatpants is Loisos's dog, who is adorable.
Oh, cute.
He's a naked doggo.
He's
All right, so we're up
much
to our
naked.
3s, guys. Nick, you're up next, man. What's your number 3?
Loisos keeps stealing my fucking thunder because my number 3 is Jim Gordon in the Dark Knight trilogy. I didn't pick a single movie. I picked him in all 3. It's an incredible performance where incredible just restraint, which is something you can't say about a lot of Gary Oldman performances. But in this one, love him. And you guys he's appeared on a couple of other lists, so I won't spend too much more time on it.
All right.
But I will also shout out Sid and Nancy fucking rules. Sid Vicious the wrestler also fucking rules. $5 donation from Alex from the Contrarians. Also,
Thank
a
you,
lot
Alex.
of people in the chat are just baffled that I exist, kind of.
Yeah, you don't know the Sex
You don't know the
Pistols.
Sex Pistols,
I mean,
man.
I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
even if you don't know
really
their music, I feel like you should be like, oh, okay, yeah, the Sex Pistols.
When
You
I
can
heard
be like,
Sid
I've heard
Vicious,
of them.
when I heard Sid Vicious, all I imagined was like he's like a giant 6 foot 10 wrestler jumping off the top rope, breaking his leg. That's all I thought of. I was like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Anyway, all right, Dark Knight, Gary,
We're
Commissioner
going to start
Golden.
losing money
That's
now
it.
because of this.
Good pick. All right, so I think we're all in agreement there. So he's got Commissioner Gordon. Brad, we're back to you, man, for your 3.
My number 3, I'm sure we'll land on almost everybody's list, but it is Detective Stanfield in Leon, the Professional.
No.
Yeah, it's.
I figured.
I hope this is a multi-crossover because
Everyone.
He is so good in that movie. So good. I love that movie so much, but yes, he is.
Yeah, a little funny
And the
anecdote.
iconic scene where he's like, "Bring me everyone."
Yeah, so a little funny anecdote about that actually is Justin was supposed to be here, and he was asking who was going to be on, and I sent him that GIF. Just saying everyone. And here we are. So I think it's a great pick, man, and it's an awesome movie too. On top of that, it's one of my favorite movies. A very young Natalie Portman in that movie. I think that was her first role.
Her first role. Yep.
Yeah. So great movie, great pick, and I'll be talking about it later, even if no
That
one
was
else does.
that was one we didn't get the actual director's cut here in the United States for a long time, and I got like this bootleg VHS many years ago for that, just because I wanted to see I want to see this full version of this film.
Yeah.
Hey
And
guys, remember when Luc Besson wasn't a fucking hack?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like 1994 when Leon the Professional came out.
Those were the days. Drew, you have the deep cut list going, man. Are you going to keep that theme going, you think? Where are you at on your 3, man? What do you got?
So for number 3, there is such thing as like the perfect casting. And much like J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, I can also not veer away from Gary Oldman as Commissioner Gordon.
Good call.
I mean, how can you not have him on the list? Like, for that performance, really.
I mean, some motherfuckers got Sirius Black on their list. I mean,
It's
I don't
true.
know.
I mean,
damn right. You're damn
really
right.
fucking asshole, whoever that is.
All right. Fucking dicks. All right, so
I don't cuss on my show, so, I
far,
gotta let it out now.
So far, everybody has that. Is that right? Yeah, everybody's mentioned Commissioner Gordon so far. All 5 of us have mentioned him in one way or another. Loy Sauce in the most adorable live streaming outfit I've probably ever seen. What's your number 3?
You don't think Drew is adorable?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
that's absolutely
how
adorable.
dare you, Gerald? He's right the fuck there.
He's done 16 shots so far.
Oh no, he's working for it.
Actually, more, but
Or
it's
well,
fine.
yeah.
More, yeah.
16 official shots.
He's like, my liver says it's much more.
Jason, thank you so much, Jason. $25 donation.
Soldier, man, love that guy.
$16,400.
$16,400, guys. $100 from Drew, giving his prize pack. Don't forget $10.
We're pushing up. We're pushing up on that fucking
Get you an
flex
entry
roll.
for my prize pack.
$1,100.
Yeah.
$1,100, man.
Absolutely.
All right, Loy Sauce. What are we at? Number
Loy,
3.
you're up, man.
Just
3.
can't get enough of my stuff. Well, despite some very unkind words about this performance from our panel, I was just called a fucking asshole for putting Sirius Black from Harry Potter on this list.
I never said anything.
But I take umbrage. Is that the right expression?
Hey, I see what you did
That would
there.
be nice.
I see what you did there.
I got you.
Because this is a character that you have to have an insane range to play. Because in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, they build up this character so brilliantly as this murderer who's escaped from prison. You know, he could be around any corner waiting to attack, and you as a viewer are constantly pegged with this imagery of Sirius Black, you know, screaming, being held into place by Azkaban guards trying to break free with this hateful gleam in his eye. And you're led to believe that this man has gone insane in prison when really he's driven by revenge, but really he's actually a very warm and gentle character, he turns out to be, and a father figure for Harry. And there's this beautiful scene in Order of the Phoenix where, you know, he and Daniel Radcliffe have this exchange where, you know, he says there's light and darkness inside all of us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. It's a well-written scene to begin with, but Oldman really brings a dignity to the part. I think he could have phoned it in. He did not phone it in. I think he could have phoned it in, but he approached the character seriously and portrayed him with respect. And I feel like that's why his death is so impactful.
God.
Spoiler alert. I'll stop talking because apparently we're boring Nick now.
Oh my God, I'm putting in the same amount of energy into listening to you talk about Sirius Black as Oldman did into the performance.
I disagree.
Oh my God.
I disagree.
No.
I think
he was great as Sirius Black.
Yeah, he added a element of darkness to that series, and the series was never the same after he came into it.
Dave from Super Movie Brothers, $25 donation. Take my money.
Thank you, Dave.
Take my money. Thank you so much, Dave, for
Just-
the,
I haven't seen enough
for the
of Dave
amazing
yet.
donation.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Nick, you
I
put
don't rate-
Mank. You put Mank on your list.
Yeah, 'cause
so
he's actually doing something in that as opposed
Is
to
he?
as Sirius Black, where he's doing nothing.
All right.
No.
And I love the
I
Harry Potter
disagree
movies
there.
too,
Yeah.
for the most part, but he just doesn't do anything. He's
Even up
just
to the point, because even up to the point where Sirius Black even dies in the film, there's a slight moment of connection where you're like, oh my gosh, is it going to build more? After he shouts out, "Good one, James," and Harry's like, "What?"
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Great
Oh,
stuff.
and then he has to die.
Yeah, Nick, I think you're in the minority, man. I love the Sirius Black portrayal.
Y'all,
as well.
y'all are mystifying to me.
So, my number 3 already got mentioned, and it is Stansfield from Leon the Professional. I mean, we were talking about Drexel earlier. This is one of the more memorable performances of his career, and he really just, man, he takes care of business in this role. He's such a kind of like slimy bastard, but you kind of like don't want him to ever be off screen, even though he's not, you know, he's so malicious in this character. And I just love, he just eats up the scenery in this movie. So let's see, it was Brad that mentioned it earlier, and he nailed it. So that's my number 3 also. And then we're back around for our runner-up, starting with Nick, who I'm assuming is going to be Sirius Black, but let's see what he's got.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, I mean,
No,
once
Sirius
again,
Black's going to be his number one.
There's way too much crossover on this kind of a list. I mean, my number 2 is Stansfield from Leon. Fantastic performance. I mean, this is when you think of Oldman, this is the performance you think of first. Just absolutely unhinged, like screaming everyone, like all that stuff. I mean, it's a great performance in a great movie.
Yep, I agree. Triple crossover so far. Brad, you're up for your runner-up, man. What do you got it to?
Gee,
My
I'm
number
getting,
2?
I'm getting you updated tonight, by the way.
Okay, that's fine. You guys don't have to post links in the chat because Nightbot won't let you anyway. So you guys are awesome, but Nick's updating it. So just follow me on YouTube if you guys are into it.
My number 2 is Dracula from Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Sure.
He just disappears in that role, and you don't even know it's him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna
He's
have
so good in
something.
it.
I'm gonna have something to say about this. And
There we go, G. There we go, G. Hit exclamation point guest. You got it.
I'm gonna have something to say about it for sure, and I think possibly my boy Loisos will as well. But I'll take it one step further. That's not the right fucking link, you prick. Don't follow that link. It doesn't help me. All right, Brad, I love it, man. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Absolutely, absolutely. Drew, you're up next for your runner-up, man. What you got?
Oh God.
So runner-up is also going to be Dracula.
Okay, all right.
I just think it's a good role. I mean, even as like the steady progression from like, you know, becoming younger and more youthful, and it makes him a different person every single time. So it's not just focusing on one character trait and one, you know, persona, but I mean, personally, my favorite is him as like, you know, old Dracula.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, just
absolutely.
like moving, you know, fiddling with his own shadow, and I like him. I mean, climbing up the wall, side of the castle.
Yeah,
super fun.
I agree. All right, so Dracula for Brad and for Drew at their runner-up. Loisos, what do you got, man?
I'm also going with Bram Stoker's Dracula as my number 2, or Dracula who fucks.
Meow.
He is so seductive and passionate and romantic in this role. And Francis Ford Coppola created such a distinctive look for the character, whether it's the old wrinkled Dracula with the beehive hairdo and the hairy palms, or the young, hot, bespectacled gentleman vampire. And it's just instantly iconic, and Oldman plays Dracula in all his forms so effortlessly. It's a performance of magnetism, of animalistic sexuality. It's easily his sexiest performance. And sex.
Sexiest
Sex
performance.
sells, brother.
By the way, a $25 donation. On the note said, on behalf of me and Sweatpants. That was from Steve Loisos. $25 donation. Thank you so much, Steve.
Thank you, Steve. You're the man.
And Sweatpants, by the way.
I think you're wanting to hold for just a moment.
Sweatpants. Oh, we're blowing them up. We're blowing them up.
We might get a Sweatpants cameo. We may have to bother him.
All right.
I mean, how dare. Loisos, you're full screen.
Sweatpants.
Oh, how beautiful is the
Sweatpants. And the Mutilator poster behind you as well.
Sweatpants.
He's good boy, yes, and the Mutilator.
Yes.
Julio just donated $10 for the Dracula that hooked up with Winona Ryder. Surprised his dick didn't fall off.
Well, my number 2 was mentioned already, and it's Drexel from True Romance. I kind of already talked about it a little bit, and Loisos said it beautifully, but Gary Oldman's like doing a performance on top of a performance on top of a performance. I mean, he is just so multi-layered in that role. It's so memorable. You know, I equate it in this movie actually to a similar scene with Hopper, Dennis Hopper. He's just in the one scene. He's so memorable in it. And we have the same thing happening here with Gary Oldman. There's a lot of really great one-off performances in this Tarantino-helmed script, directed by Tony Scott, who really knows how to direct action really well, I think. So I think it's a no-brainer and probably the most memorable out of the 5 I have on my list, but that's my number 2, Drexel from True Romance.
So when you said Dennis Hopper, I immediately, for some reason, just thought Adios Cousins and him jumping off the boat in Waterworld because I've been traumatized by Brad so fucking much. But I think
you are very welcome, sir.
God damn it! I think we're down to number ones.
Where we are, yeah, we're at our ones. Okay, so my one has been mentioned, but let's see. Nick, what did you put at number one?
My number one
Sirius Black, of course,
has actually not been mentioned at all. It's his performance as Winston Churchill in Darkest Hour. Not the best movie, but I mean an incredibly transformative and powerful performance. I mean, it's definitely an Oscar bait piece to get him a Best Actor trophy, but it's not like he doesn't deliver in the role. He's absolutely fantastic. So I mean, in terms of like pure performances list, this has to be on it.
I can't disagree. I mean, we talk about him disappearing into roles, and here we go. I mean,
yeah. I mean, like I said, it's not the best movie by far. It's definitely just an Oscar bait vehicle for him to win a trophy. But I mean, yeah, sometimes that's more effective than others, and
all right.
Yeah.
All right. So Nick's 5 were Mank, True Romance, The Dark Knight film series, Leon the Professional, and Darkest Hour.
I will say that my number 6, if I did a number 6, but I don't because this is only a top 5 show.
Right. Why would you do that?
Would be Sirius Black, but it's because it's the only other Gary Oldman movie I've seen.
Oh, man. Julia Roberts and Harry Potter fans do not like you tonight, Nick.
No.
I'm comfortable with who I am.
Or Die Hard fans.
All right, Brad, what do you got at 1, man?
Die Hard's okay. It's fine. It's
my
fine.
number. My number 1 is not going to shock anybody. It is Paul from the Countdown's favorite movie of all time. I'm talking Jean-Baptiste Emmanuel Zorg from The Fifth Element.
Wow, here we go. Dude, talk about a batshit crazy performance, though, am I right?
Oh, yes, that's what I love about it. I just watched it recently in 4K for the first time, which is a beautiful transfer, by the way. And he is just amazing in that movie. I love every scene he is in.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of The Fifth Element, but I will say that it's just a lot of fun to watch Oldman in that movie. I mean, could you imagine being on the set during some of those scenes when he was doing some of the stuff he's doing in that movie? I mean, I would just be losing it witnessing that, So I do like it for that reason, but I am surprised that it's your number 1, but I like it. All right, so Brad had the Dark Knight films. He had Sirius Black from Harry Potter, Leon the Professional, Dracula, and The Fifth Element was his number 1. Moonshine for Drew. One of the biggest reasons this event goes as smoothly as it does is because of that man. Drew Hallam, what do you got at 1,
That's
brother?
generous. Well, much like Brad, it's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go with Zorg in Fifth Element.
Nice. Okay. Is it because of just the outlandishness of it all?
It is. I mean, and since this is simply a focus on Gary Oldman's characters and performances in the film itself, he is my favorite aspect of that film. I very much enjoy his character in it.
Yeah,
I think I saw this movie, and I think I remember him being in it.
Oh, you would remember him.
You would remember.
Unless you were asleep.
All I remember is Chris Tucker just being
he's
violently annoying.
great.
Chris Stoker in that movie, man. Wow.
I'm sure you love Bruce Willis in it too.
Sure.
Bruce Willis has never been good.
I think I decided earlier we're gonna do Bruce Willis movies next year.
This is the hill I will fucking die on.
Have you seen Death Becomes Her, Nick?
He's always been
Death Becomes Her is pretty
hack
great,
and always will be.
I'm gonna side with Loisos on that one.
Wait,
Yeah, I will too.
Of course, he hasn't seen Death Becomes Her.
Yeah.
Why
would
if you
he?
side with Loisos, then you agree that Bruce Willis has never been good.
Nice, Dave.
He's right there.
Dave,
As Gerald, next year's segment is going to be Julia Roberts and Bruce Willis.
Yeah, there you go. We could do that for sure.
Sweet fucking Jesus.
You got to come up with a list, brother. Loisos, you got a sweet list going over there, man. I'm so glad you're here. What's your number 1 Gary Oldman performance?
Oh, thank you for having me, Gerald. I appreciate that. I like these calm little moments before the storm. So, let me tell you all a story.
He's gonna pick Mank, isn't he?
This being The Professional, Leon the Professional. This was one of the first R-rated movies that I ever saw as a kid. And it absolutely scared the fucking bejesus out of me because Gary Oldman in this movie, his performance is of such ferocious intensity. Not in any of the Disney animated films or whatever I had seen up until that point. Had I seen a villain act so ridiculously over the top, and the sheer power and presence of Gary Oldman in The Professional gave me quite the fright, especially in the scene in which he's just tearing through the apartment and indiscriminately gunning down everyone in his path. And there's that part where he walks across the hallway and even his lackeys are terrified of him because he walks past and they fall to the ground and they go, "Oh, Jesus."
Right.
But yet, like, there are parts in that movie where he's just very cool and calm and collected. And then on a dime, he's completely manic and yelling and screaming in a millisecond. And, Oldman is just, you can tell he's just really enjoying just making a meal out of that scenery.
Yep.
And I could easily see someone saying that this is a god-awful performance, but that would be a mistake on their part because this performance fucking rules. And it's my number one. One of the great villains ever.
Menacing. Yeah, he's so menacing, and he sells the villain role as Stansfield so well that it makes you root for Leon and Matilda that much more because he is such a reprehensible cock of a character.
Yeah, I agree. 4 out of 5 of us had that one on our list. I think that's a pretty consensus pick for Oldman's career. My number 1 has been mentioned as
Good night, Melissa.
Thank you, Mel. Is Bram Stoker's Dracula. I mean, guys, taking on one of the most iconic just characters in all of literature and all of like horror lore and legend, and Gary Oldman literally reinvents that character for a brand new generation, and I can't not think about his portrayal when I think about Dracula now, which is crazy because, like I said, it's one of the just most well-revered characters in all of literature, and Gary Oldman is synonymous with that in my mind now. So there's something to be said for what he was able to accomplish in that movie. It had to be my number 1. I just think about him every single time Dracula comes up, and it's because of his portrayal in this movie. And Loisos mentioned it too. I know I'm Creepy Gerald, but it's a fucking sexy-ass movie. It's a sexy role for him. It's a menacing role. It's a very, gut-wrenching at times, romantic. I mean, the guy's hitting on all cylinders.
Tragic. Yeah,
absolutely. So that's my number 1, Bram Stoker's Dracula, which I think, well, Nick didn't have it, but that's not really a shock to anyone, I don't think.
No, not surprised at all.
He hasn't seen it,
I think I saw half of it once. All I remember was a werewolf fucking something. That's all I remember in that movie.
All right, now look,
I know weird, man.
I know we're getting ready to wrap up for the day, so we are $40 away from the 16.5. So we have like 3 minutes. If anybody wants to throw any donations out, $10 or more gets you an entry for the 2-piece prize pack we're going to draw here any moment. And then not only that,
I'm gonna grab that list, baby.
Okay, thank you. And then not only that, Drew has a prize pack if we get over that 16.5 mark. And everybody that's here in the chat, I think, knows me and listens to my show. I'm trying to do more stuff on YouTube. I'm trying to be a little more prominent over there. So I'm just
you have a YouTube channel?
I do, Nick. Yeah,
I've heard he does.
So I'm just going to drop my YouTube link in the chat if you guys want to follow me over there. I'm almost to 100 subscribers, which means I can get my own custom URL, which thank God would be amazing. So if
would you hurry up already?
Want to do me a favor? I'm trying. But other than that, I'm going to turn it over to Nick to sign us off, and I think we're going to do our drawing here in a second.
Oh, there we go. We got.
I'm really bummed we didn't do Ben Affleck because I had Glory Days.
Look at there, my wife.
Thank you so much.
Hey.
To Gerald's wife,
she's up late.
She likes you enough to donate $25 to you.
That seems about right. That's about right. Yeah, that checks out.
Accurate.
Let me just get. I'm just getting the stuff over in the.
You don't have to put my wife in the drawing. I gave her a beer glass already.
And she probably wouldn't want the 2-piece prize pack anyway, to be fair.
Yeah, she doesn't want that. She doesn't want it. She would make me include the receipt. I want to thank all you dudes for joining me. I mean, I asked some of you last minute, and it's just, you guys are amazing. I've collaborated with all of you many times, and I'm even including Nick in this. But I love all you guys so much, and it means a lot to me that you came on so late. I mean, it's 1:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it just
Well,
means a
not
lot.
for Drew. It's not.
Yeah, Drew. Well, Drew's still a good dude.
He's over on the West Coast.
I was still up at 7 to join you
That's
guys.
right.
Good
You're
point,
damn
good
straight.
point, yeah,
Damn
yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. It really means a lot to me. It was a lot of
Thank
fun
you.
too.
Yeah, it was. Thanks for having us.
Yeah,
Of course.
I enjoy anything I can do with you. I enjoy doing this whole event. I love trying to pop on, see how Drew's liver's doing. See how the event's doing.
$15 to $16.5.
So close.
That is a Real Feels and Moonshine for Drew sticker and prize pack. If we can get over that.
Another
hump.
entry, and then
Oh,
another.
I just heard it go off. I didn't see it though. What is it?
Hey, Dave.
There we go, Dave-O.
Hey.
Dave-O with the donation. Thank you so much, Dave.
Dave's the man, dude. I'm
Drew,
looking
do you
forward
want me to
this
draw
segment
for
tomorrow.
that too while I'm at it?
Oh, no. Like, I know. No, it's going to go to Dave because he's the one who pushed us.
Yeah. That one's for Dave, and then
I'm
Dave
keeping a
also
list.
has an entry for me now as well.
Well, Dave, hashtag good for you.
You know, Nick, if we had time, we were gonna do Ben Affleck as
yeah,
well.
let's go around the
and-
horn. Yeah, that's a good point, Brad. So while he's putting the names in, why doesn't everybody just give their favorite Ben Affleck movie? And you can't name one that somebody else has already named. Who wants to start?
I can start because Nick,
I made my
Nick.
list, baby. I made my list.
my number one would have been Glory Days because that's just the greatest '90s movie ever made.
Jesus Christ.
I am never speaking to you ever again.
No, I'm just kidding. That wasn't my number one, but I just wanted to see the look in your face. My number one would have been BVS because I fucking love him as Batman.
You can still change your answer, Brad, but okay, that's been recorded.
And important distinction: these are Ben Affleck movies, not Ben
Yeah.
Affleck performances.
These
I
ones are
know,
for the movies.
I know,
Yeah.
I
That's the
know,
movie,
but
yep.
All right, so BVS, okay. Wow, that's a real thing he said. Who else?
I've got mine if you want mine.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. What's your favorite Ben Affleck movie?
My number one is Chucky in Good Will Hunting. I still fucking love that performance. I mean, of course, everybody, the standouts in that movie are obviously Robert Williams and what the fuck's his name, Matt Damon.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, Chuck's just he's a great solid best friend to him. Like that scene they have at the
Absolutely.
construction yard. Like if you're still here working here in 20 years doing construction, coming over to my house for Patriots games, I'll fucking kill you. Like, man, it's great.
Yeah,
stuff.
dude, that's a really
Yeah,
powerful. That's probably Affleck's best acting he's ever done in that one scene.
I
Honestly,
love
like
that.
I literally choke up every single time when he's like, "I
Love
hope I
that
walk
scene.
up to your door and you won't fucking be there.
Yeah.
You'll just
I'm
be gone.
upset.
No goodbye. No see you later.
Yep.
You know,
I'm upset it wasn't Glory Days.
or live by night.
Oh, Live by Night. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I can't believe you didn't name that one. All right, Drew, what's your favorite Ben Affleck movie, man?
Well, since we can't repeat, and it can't be Batman, and obviously it can't be Robin Williams.
Hey, you could still pick Zack Snyder's Justice League, Drew.
No, I'm good.
Yeah,
Um,
we don't have enough time. It would take him 4 hours to pick it.
No. I'm gonna go with one that's it's fun because it's a great cast, and I can't pass up a chance to laugh at George Carlin. I'm going with Jersey Girl.
Okay, all right, that's an underdog pick.
Hey, the little girl performed Sweeney Todd. after
Yeah, that's
school.
true. That's true.
Why can we
Harrison
not?
Ford
love this?
is a hack. Donated $11.11. Patrick Sherwood is all about the Harrison Ford date.
He
all
really
this
does
event.
not like Harrison Ford, does he?
He's on a mission to slander Harrison Ford during this event.
Really not a Harrison Ford fan, but he said, "Gerald, you're my boy, Blue."
Oh, thanks, dude. I love you. It's another patron of my show. He's just a great guy. Thanks so much, man. Okay, so Loisos, you didn't give us yours, right? So what's your favorite Ben Affleck movie?
I love Good Will Hunting, but Nick already picked it.
Right, same here.
I'm a really, really big fan of Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah, you are.
We heard on EFG, yeah.
So I mean,
I was shocked by
I
the way
was too.
when I
I thought
listened
you
to
were
that.
trolling. I thought you were trolling.
You were trolling the whole
world, Loisos.
time, and then when
Nobody-
you came out with love, I was like, yes.
In
Nobody
fact,
was
Brad-
more surprised than us.
In
I
fact,
swear
Brad,
to
to
God.
this moment, I'm still waiting for him to come out on social media and be like, "I was just kidding
I
about
was
all
just
that.
kidding. I just fucking with you guys.
This is what I really think."
I may rewatch it and feel differently, but I think I was just so gobsmacked myself as I was watching it, how much I was enjoying it and loving it.
Yeah.
So I kind of had this now like rehabilitated opinion on Zack Snyder, and then I watched Army of the Dead, and I was like, oh no, wait, never mind.
Yeah, true. Although I love the Army of the Dead opening credit sequence. It was amazing.
Oh, sure.
He knows how to do that, though. All right, well, if Good Will Hunting was still in the mix, that's like number one way up here, and the rest are down low. So that's my number one with a bullet. But since it's already been mentioned, I'll go ahead and give a shout out to The Town. Filmed in Boston. Ben Affleck directed this movie too, so he's very passionate behind the camera with it. A lot of great action. Another great opening sequence in this movie too, with the heist with the nun masks, is very memorable. Jeremy Renner has a great role. So I love The Town. It's like pulse-pounding heist action film that Affleck was starting to get his feet wet as a director. I really like him as a director too, by the way. In fact, I prefer him as a director as opposed to acting. That's just me personally. I tend to like the films that he directs a lot more than a lot of his acting gigs.
Dogma was mentioned a couple times. I've never seen that, and I want to because I've heard from everyone just how good it is. So
it's great. Kevin Smith.
Chasing Amy's been mentioned. That's one of my favorite.
I love
Kevin
Dogma,
Smiths.
but I mean, it's not exactly Affleck really flexing his chops. Same thing with Damon. I mean, they're both great in it, and it's a great movie, but they're not really doing much with the roles. They're just
again, these are movies, not performances.
They're Kevin Smith movies. I mean, if I'm gonna pick a Kevin Smith movie, like my number 3 on my list was fucking the asshole from Fashionable Mail.
Mallrats. Yeah.
Fucking Mallrats as Shannon Benjamin.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised that Argo didn't get dropped, but
Argo was good. That was an Oscar winner.
He's he directed it and got robbed of a Best Director Oscar for it.
True.
But his performance in it is the least memorable thing about it.
Did you guys see The Way Back last year? He was actually really good in that.
No, didn't.
He plays like an alcoholic basketball coach, and it's kind of like a return to form for him. I thought he did really. I was surprised. I was like, he's going to phone this in. It's going to be just a paycheck, but he did really good in that movie.
No, Patrick Sherwood. Next time you buy that Live by Night Blu-ray for $1 at Dollar Tree, and then you fucking burn it.
He said he found Live by Night at the Dollar Tree and then left it at the Dollar Tree. The only other one that hasn't been mentioned that was on my list, well, there's a couple, but I mean, Gone Girl, right?
Great performance, yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
my number 4.
Yeah.
I have never seen it.
What?
It's also it's also not like Affleck Center, but school ties.
Out to Ohio. You can take him on a date to it.
Well, Dan and I are supposed to do a bonus episode on it.
Oh, you'll
soon.
like it, man. You'll like it. It's dark, man. But it's good. It's good.
Twisted as fuck.
Yeah, it's a couple great scenes in that for sure that it'll stick with you. And then Armageddon. Nobody said Armageddon.
Julio's got one that was on my list. Changing Lanes was on my list.
Changing Lanes, yeah.
But it's no. Nick.
All right, I don't know how many entries we got for the prize pack.
We got plenty. I'm already ready. I'm absolutely completely ready.
All right. Are you just gonna go?
Brad, angst for the memories. Let's hit the drum roll here. Let's hit the drum roll here.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
There we go.
Still one of the greatest podcast episodes I've been a part of.
That was amazing.
Our winner of the 2-piece prize pack is Ron Mexico. Ron Mexico, thank you so much.
Ron Mexico.
And I've got his information.
Oh, I was gonna say, make sure you DM me, but do you have his info?
I've got his email and stuff like that, so I can get that to you afterwards.
Awesome,
just make
dude.
sure you make a note of it. But Ron Mexico, thank you so much. And number one, let me go around the horn here. I mean, obviously G is here in studio, instrumental in making Livestream for the Cure Tick. That can never be said enough, between all the work he's done, clipping stuff, filling in for me in the driver's seat when I've been busy doing other stuff and like running around, cooking all the stuff I've been doing and everything. He's instrumental. So, my appreciation for Gerald knows no bounds, flying in, sitting on the tarmac at JFK and watching the happening on his phone while he's stuck on a plane. Like,
I was like, how can I make this worse?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'll watch the happening.
You're already trapped. You're already fucked in a million ways. So it's like, how do I make it harder? How do I make that cock even rougher? Absolutely love you. And Drew, I mean, obviously has done 16 shots of moonshine for us, and he's got more coming because we're not stopping yet. We got more to come tomorrow for the live stream for the Cure. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to kick it down to this absolutely gorgeous beauty of a man.
Bitches can't get enough of my stuff.
The one and only god of podcasting, our very own Loy Sauce, epic film guy, absolute just beauty.
Oh wait, no, I did it
sauce.
wrong.
Yeah, he's over there on the stream, but
it was reversed.
He's like right here for me, like corner.
But yep, Loy Sauce. Let the ladies and gentlemen out there know, as if they don't know, he's got a mug that says Team 5 Stream Drew Hallam, but we'll ignore that for now.
No, I have Rebecca's.
No, remember
that's right.
Dan has mine.
You're Rebecca. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I can't keep track of this shit. Where can we find you?
I'm one half and occasionally 1/3 of the Epic Film Guys podcast, and Nick and Justin so graciously made me a part of their show.
He said
and
that he sucked the blood from the penis and put the balls in his mouth.
Well, I don't think that was called for, Justin.
And
Jesus
Justin should have been here, damn it. But at any rate, no, this is such a privilege to be a part of the live stream for The Cure. Nick, what you're doing is incredible. And I want to thank everyone who's tuning in, everyone who's helping out to make this possible. I mean, we literally couldn't do it without you. And I'm just so humbled to be a part of this incredible thing. So once again, thank you. And I love you all.
You're so beautiful.
Love you too, brother.
And from the absolute greatest person in the history of the world in podcasting to the absolute worst person on the entire fucking planet, we hate him, and we all hope that cicadas fucking carry him away to a grisly fucking death that we cannot possibly conceive. Of course, our good friend Brad from the Cinema Guys. You know I absolutely love you, brother. I love watching movies with you, even though you torment me with shit like fucking Glory Days and Battlefield Earth. But I will line up for every single one of them every single time because you're such an absolute treat. Where can we find you guys, the Cinema Guys, online?
You can find us at wearethecinemaguys.com, and as you know, I do one with my wife, I'll Get a Burger, which will be back hopefully in June.
Sweet
we are going to
Jesus.
start it again. We've
You're
been
not
on
my
quite a
dad.
hiatus, so
Brad,
But-
can I ask you a question?
yes.
With respect, all the respect in the world.
Okay.
Can you tell me the story behind that candy corn poster?
Candy Corn. It was a movie I saw at Horror Hound that was here, and I actually enjoyed it, and we got a screening out here and got the director Josh Hasty to come out, and I spent a night with him just talking the movie, hanging out, and I love the movie. And I think big part of it is because I know all of the behind the scenes stuff of it from just hanging out with him, talking to him. So
That's
and
awesome.
I really like the artwork for this poster.
It's great artwork, yeah.
And I got he signed it, and the actor who played Jacob signed it. But
Cool, man.
I know a lot of people don't like it. I know Justin did not like the movie at all, but
That's fine. Different strokes for different folks, and that's so cool.
Exactly.
I just had to
exactly.
ask.
Yeah. That's what it is. I fell in love with the movie, and then spending a night with him, I just loved it even more. So
Cool,
Did you spend the night with him, or did you
we'll
guys
not
just...
spend the night with him,
Oh,
but
okay.
you know,
I was
like
gonna say, yeah.
You had to go there.
That's cool. You sent me one too, Lloyd. I got a candy corn poster too. Not a lot of people have that, but Brad was gracious enough to send me one, and I hung up my Rise of Skywalker poster.
Jesus, tap dancing Christ! But, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all the amazing people on the panel right now for tuning in. I am gonna go ahead and send a raid over to Christy Cates because she's live right now, and that's what you got to do when you play the Twitch game. You got to send raids over to places. So stick in the chat if you're hanging out. Stick in the chat for just a hot moment and say hi when we head over to the channel. But thank you all so much for an absolutely amazing day, obliterating 15,000, and we are now at 16,511. Just absolutely incredible, beyond words. You are all just absolutely incredible, beautiful people. And we will see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. We've got Paul from the Countdown. We've got the Broken Lords RPG podcast.
Dave.
2 hours of Super Movie Brother Dave, which is more than anyone, including his own wife and children, could probably handle.
Nah, Dave's my dude.
And
Bring it.
Ocho Duro Parlay Hour. Ken and the boys are going to be in here rocking and rolling us as our final guest for the year for live stream for The Cure to send this thing out. Let's hit that flex goal. Hang out in the chat for just a moment. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and we're going to raid Christy Cates. But I love you beautiful faces, especially these 4 beautiful gentlemen on the call with me. I love you all. And Brad, fuck off.
that's all right.
I love you guys all so
I'll take
much.
it.
I really, really do. You guys are all amazing. You do such amazing work, and I love you. Thank you. Seriously, thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night, everybody.